Sunday the 22nd of October saw round 2 of the BRCA GT12 National Championship held at Tamworth and run by the Tamworth Radio Control Car Club. GT12s are what our fantastic minis and hot hatches would look like if you were looking for the ultimate in performance and paid no attention to costs. With 1S lipos, 13.5 turn brushless systems, various oil weights, springs and the sort of setup detail which wouldn't look out of place in an F1 garage. Well, anybody's garage other than Ferrari, obviously. So it begs the question, what are we doing there? Well, I'd love to say that through our tireless efforts of the Rugmaster series last year and Neo RC and the Bren's RC Racing channel, the BRCA finally wanted to showcase our awesome little cars and races. However, the truth is, they needed the money. We jumped at the chance to come and showcase our cars and racing in a support category. The format of the day can be a little intimidating, to be honest, as this was a national event and I have to say ran very professionally by the Tamworth club. However, this meant there was no pausing the clock for late arrivals to qualifying or last minute tweaks you want to make at your car like you would at your local race night. Your pre-race prep needed to be well timed with sourcing tyres and peaking batteries. So I felt really lucky that I'd already attended the Rugmaster series last year, as it gave a real taste as to how a national series ran, from driver briefings to podium and racing etiquette. Now, as this is about my channel, it's all about me. Again, I found myself grateful that I'd visited and raced other tracks and clubs over the past 12-18 months, as the size of the track was 3 times larger than I'm used to, from an 8, maybe 9 second lap at my local Ignition Raceway, to even a less 7, maybe 6 second lap at Earlham, to a lap here taking between 16 and 18 seconds on a fast flowing wide track that, if to be honest, is one of the best I've ever raced on. The format for the day comprised of 1 5-minute practice, basically to learn your way around, 4 5-minute qualifyings and 1 5-minute final. No reverse grid. Not this time, or I'd have dominated the second leg of a reverse grid. Practicing was a combination of learning the track and trying to gain confidence to stay full gas through the majority of the corners, which, to be honest, you probably could have done. Qualifying, though, saw me slowly improving throughout the day, which is what you're supposed to do. Q1 I managed 17 laps with a best time of 16:46. Q2 again saw me 17 laps but in a bit less time, although my best time wasn't quite as fast with a 16:63. My average 10 had improved by almost 0.5 of a second. Q3 saw a big jump up to 18 laps, so I was really pleased with that, and then again the improvements continued to another 18 but with a best lap almost half a second up on what my very first best lap was. So I'm right chuffed with that, and the consistency across the best 10 laps had improved again by almost half a second from Q1 to Q4, so that's good. With Q4 being my best, as it should be, the problem was that everybody else was improving at the same rate. Well, that figures. This put me in 6th place in an 8-car field for the final. Now I've got to be honest, ordinarily I would have felt a little bit disappointed with this, but as it's the usual suspects who are quicker than me on a normal race night, and I race with these guys on a regular basis, that made me feel a bit better. However, it did also meant that I've made another A final, and anything can happen in an A final. Let's see how we get on. So with qualifying out of the way, it was time to line up. We've got Matthew Smithson on pole, Paul Furwin in 2nd, James Kemp in 3rd, then we've got Mark Hepworth, Steve Burns, Brendan Fairbrother, Dean Close and the young Joseph Norris bringing up the rear on 8th place with his first debut driving a Mini. So a great drive, young man. So here we go, let's see if we can get a clean start. Hoping to make a bit of progress. We're off. Ooh, gained on the blue car there. Oh, ran a bit wide there. That let Dean come up the inside, and some shenanigans there with Steve. And I've ended up on my roof and in last place. Never mind. I'm used to that, so we'll build from there, I think. Things can only get better. Oh, that wasn't a good spin. Bit of an unforced error there, never mind. Keep going. Build a bit of confidence now, Brendan, and let's get after everybody. So, oh, just tagged the young driver there. Tried to stay out of the way of Matthew Smithson and Paul there coming through, but Smithson's managed to lap me already. I think I've only done a lap. Paul's catching me now in the red car. So do our best not to hinder him in any way when he gets near us. Yeah, run wide there. Paul comes through. I think that's James. Yeah. Drifted wide and then didn't put on the gas there, so Mark can come through. Oh, there's some chaos going on here. We're all together at the start of... Oh dear. We've all come together. Oh, and we've all come together again. So Mark is the car behind me just there. So he's definitely going to try and put a lap on me. So I think I just scuppered myself there. That's not good. Now I'm parked in a barrier. Not having a great race, I'm afraid. Which is disappointing because my last qualifying went quite well. So I'll let James go through on the inside there. Try not to hinder people. Steve coming up to put a lap on me now as well. Although the back of his car was a bit squirrely, he said. Now, subsequently, he's learnt that his drive axle was actually a bit bent, so that would explain his car being a little bit squirrely. James there just ahead of me, so I'm doing my best to stay on his coattails, really. No lack of pace from my car, just everybody's just a little bit of a better driver than me. I'm managing to keep some tighter lines and just keep it a bit neater, which on a big track like this with flowing corners, there's a lot of time you can lose if you don't keep tight lines. Oops, get out of the way of Paul Bren. See, scuppered myself there. Just rolled backwards to let Paul come back through. Oh, don't move yet. There we go. Thank you, Marshall. Oh dear, what was that? I think that was me trying to create a shortcut. If I straight line that corner by jumping over the barrier, that might be faster, but apparently not. Oh. Dean there putting a lap on me as well. It wasn't going well. But never mind, sometimes the racing gods aren't smiling on you. Nothing wrong with the car. I checked it over afterwards. It's just driver error, this. Unforced driver errors. Which happens, you know. I'd have rather it have happened during one of the qualifyings, though, rather than the final, but never mind. I think Matthew Smithson was definitely romping away with this one. He put a lap into everybody. There's several laps into me. So I think that was me taking my lap back from Stephen. with his bent axle, so he was fighting his car, I think, for the day. I'm pulling back up to Dean, but seeing as he's a lap on me, and that was it. Felt like a very short final. The 5 minutes seemed to go very, very quickly. But good times had by all. Right guys, so that was the first round of the Mini Supercup that's linked in with the BRCA GT12 National Series. So I think that was overall a bit of a good success. Definitely, if anybody's watched this and they're a bit on the fence about doing the next one, get booked in and do it. It is a good laugh, and it is really good to be on a bigger stage and try to showcase our little 12 scale minis. So it was definitely good. Get booked in for the next one. Other than that, the race result was what we expected. So we got Matthew Smithson in first. Definitely kept honest though by Paul Furwin in second and James Kemp in third, bringing up the rear. But again, big shout out to the young lad racing with us for the first time. It's a big old stage to step into. I thought he did really well. Right, as for me, for the next couple of weeks, I think I've got a couple of videos to get edited and get done. Other than that, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you smash that subscription if you haven't done. Oh, and leave some comments below. Cheers guys, toodle pip.